So, no, I wouldn't say I have a passion for HR.
Welcome back to Human Resources for the People. It's a human capital revolution. Today we're going to be answering Ask HR questions because I'm banned out on the subreddit Ask HR. We got questions from Oregon about how to get a refugee a job, a question from California about a termination, and finally a question about firing with cause out of New York. So let's start real quick with the question about how to help a refugee get a job. This person's obviously really giving and wants to help a Ukrainian refugee in the area get a job. English is decent. Any suggestions to help her get hired? And the question is, really, what's a great fit for them? Is it serving at a restaurant or something of that nature? And frankly, in my opinion, based on what I've worked in for a long time, is it's good to look for a manufacturing position for them. Generally, the pay is quite high. A lot of the work can be done with without complex English. I think restaurants it can be a struggle sometimes. And cleaning's probably a good one, but really the best job for anyone who's recent to the United States is to work in a factory for a few years, continue to brush up on skills, potentially get promoted, and then move elsewhere. But really early on, these factories are a lifeline for people who are new to the country. The next one is out of California, and this person is pretty upset that an ex-employer is sharing that they got fired with employees from another store. So they work in California. 3 years back, worked at a chain retail store, ended up moving to a new store, but got fired for something small. And they were told that the managers weren't allowed to discuss why they were fired or what happened, but their ex-manager at their new store told the managers at the old store, and there's no reason to be sharing this information. And the question is this even allowed? I was close to everyone at my old store, and the fact that they know anything about my work experience at the new store just sounds and feels illegal. Well, do people really want to live in a society which has things like this as illegal? I mean, at what point, do you get to the Venezuelan Parks Department director in Parks and Rec, right? I mean, why would anyone want to live in a country like this? So, they say it feels like it's defamation, and it's not defamation as long as it's true. Defamation is talking about something that's untrue, supposing that, they're accurate and that you got fired and that they don't add anything more to it. It's not defamation at all. Managers can absolutely share these things anyway. And they say, well, if I go to HR, can he potentially message my new employee, or would that be new employer, or would that be defamation? No, it's not defamation. And as long as people are being true and honest with what actually occurred, there is no concern on the part of the employer. And really, again, it's one of these things that it shows a lot deeper about someone's mindset than it does anything else. The next one up is from New York, and the question is how long to fire with cause, and it says, how long does HR usually take to get approvals, build up paperwork to fire someone with cause? The decision to pursue termination was made over a week ago. I work with someone who I know is being fired, and I'm in an awkward position where I have to play dumb with a colleague like I don't know they're being fired. I mean, for one, it depends. Build up paperwork, for myself indicates that maybe the decision really hasn't been vetted or anything. No one has done any sort of groundwork surrounding terminations. They've simply, said that they might terminate someone. So, if that's the language around this, it's quite possible that it won't be for a very long time. Beyond that, HR, it is mostly entirely up to the company. Some companies can be very quick and make decisions within minutes, and have the full chain of decision making ability within a shift, for example. Whereas other companies, could take years. Specifically, the government is notorious for this, right? So the answer is it really depends, and it really depends on the nature of your company and how they approach terminations and their employees overall. It's a really great question, but it is very dependent. So let me know, where do you think, how long does it take in your organization? Does it take too long? And where are the best places for refugees to work? Is there another one that I'm not thinking of outside the factory? Leave a comment down below, like, share, and subscribe, and we'll see you on the next video. Bye, guys.